Aloha, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Phoenix Friday. And today we have a very special guest, which I will introduce momentarily. You all know that on this show, I've had a lot of very special guests. I have had authors and entrepreneurs and spiritual mentors, um, but today's guest is extremely special to me. So my name is Janelle Molokai Mystic. My sidekick Nick is in the background, but you guys will see this logo right here. Well, my guest is the one who designed this shirt for us. Um, and let me just say, she genetically has a connection to me. I don't know if you guys can notice anything. Can you tell? Do we look, just no. Well, she happens to be my older brother's baby girl. So she is my niece, but she's also something very special on her own right and in her own energy. Hello, Rose. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us. So I'm going to read her bio for you. This is about the artist and the brand. Alexis is 28 years old, an artist from California who lives to create. She enjoys music, festivals, and believes in honest expression. She founded Viva la PLUR in 2019, creating festival outfits. Since then, it has evolved into a colorful array of one of a kind and custom artistic creations. She enjoys adding color to her apparel, ranging from hand dyed, that's that tie dyed type of stuff that you're doing, right? Hand painting, vinyl cuts, stencils, and more. The value, this is what I love right here. The values of peace, love, unity, and respect are the core of her brand, Viva la PLUR. Viva la PLUR's mission is to spread the meaning of PLUR while providing a unique product every single time. Each creation is truly special, just like you. And my niece also is now endeavoring because you have a history in the medical field. And I know that you once worked at an emergency room, and that just wasn't in alignment with your truth. It was you want to be in the energy of wellness.
Hmm.
And so this new endeavor that you're stepping into as well has a lot to do with that wholeness, that wellness, that inner building of that empowerment of taking care of who we are. Um,
Right.
and what I love about this next adventure that I'm going to have you discuss as well is that you really are blending the two of both the internal wellness as well as that external vibration, you know? So this plur, we'll talk about the plur and then we'll get into living young and vibrant. Okay, this is her wellness thing, and Nick is going to throw in some links. But there is a question that I ask all of my guests. So I don't know if you've watched the show before, young lady, but there is a question that I ask all of my guests, and this question is: what ignited the phoenix in you?
Hmm.
And as you guys can all tell by her bio, uh, that she now helps ignite the phoenix in others. So, what ignited the phoenix in you to spread your wings, take flight, and how do you support others in igniting the phoenix in them?
Wow, that's a big question. And I love it. I love the symbolism of Phoenix because it does mean, to come from the ashes and to rise new. So it's interesting because Viva La Pleur did stem out of me quitting from the ER. Um, through nursing school, I'm a big festival goer. anybody is familiar with the festival scene, it is raves, EDM, meaning electronic dance music. And I just absolutely love the culture. I learned PLUR from the festival scene, and PLUR stands for peace, love, unity, respect. Everybody has been so welcoming, and I loved those values. Through nursing school, I actually started Viva la PLUR, making custom festival outfits, but then I became a nurse, and after that I just didn't have the time to focus on custom festival outfits. It was a lot more difficult than I realized, because trying to get somebody's measurements online and then creating an outfit based off what they measured, and then if it doesn't fit them correctly, it's kind of like, okay, there's this back and forth thing. It was kind of stressful, especially starting in the ER. I was like, okay, I'm just putting it down as my art page. And then fast forward, ER work, I learned a lot, but I also learned in our healthcare system, we focus a lot on symptom management. It's not really a kind of root cause approach or a preventative approach. It's like, okay, what kind of symptoms are you having? Let's give you a medicine. Okay, you're having symptoms from this medicine or side effects. Let's give you a different medicine, and it's this vicious cycle where I noticed a lot of people coming into the ER, they had 20 plus meds on their med list. They're not feeling well. And I'm kind of like, why aren't we doing something to prevent this from happening? Why aren't we educating others to take care of themselves? Because our body is so powerful. We have the natural ability to heal ourselves, but a lot of times we don't talk about it, especially in, American culture and Western medicine. It's just people want medicine, and that's what it is. And that's how we've learned to grow up. So fast forward, I went through the ER, and I just felt very contradicted, because I'm a very health conscious person, and I wanted to help people in a way that I knew is going to help them in the long run. And it's going to be a way where they can take care of themselves, where they don't need to be on all these different types of treatments and stuff that cause all these things. So I quit. I quit the ER, and I honestly felt lost, because I was like, I went through nursing school. I landed this great job. It's paying well, but I can't handle this anymore. I was really devastated and sad to see people sick and dying from COVID, and just the way I, just realizing big medicine was just a company, it's to make money, and that's what their focus was on. And I was like, this isn't right. I didn't feel right giving people medicine knowing, oh, it's going to cause these side effects, or it's going to, or maybe like something as simple as like, if you titrate incorrectly on an IV drip, they can die. It's just kind of like, oh, I don't want that kind of power in my hands, So I quit, and I was like, what do I do? And I was like, kind of lost. And then I was like, I'm just going to do what I love right now. We were all kind of like on lockdown. I just started doing these coloring pages, and I was like, I'm going to do time lapses. I love creating. I'm a very artistic person. I grew up just way back when doing origami, painting, crochet. I taught myself how to knit based off of this VHS video I found at the art store, like just all these different arts and crafts. So I've always been that's just my passion, is to create. And I started following my friend's page, and she also has a clothing brand, and her clothing brand is one of a kind. And she was doing some hand painting on these crew necks. I was like, wow. And I bought something from her, and I was like, I love this so much. Like, I can do something like this. I have Viva la PLUR. I can change it. It doesn't have to be an art page. It doesn't have to be a custom festival outfit. It's like, I can do one of a kind apparel too. And from there, that's how I revamped Viva la PLUR. I restarted that business, and it's just made me so many great connections. And I absolutely love sharing my art with the world and just adding color. I'm a very colorful person. As you can see, my banner is like rainbow. I designed this. I hand dyed it. I hand painted it. I use that when I go vending. So there was that aspect. And, fast forward, starting a brand isn't easy. I realized shortly after my savings went down, I was like, I need another job as a nurse. Like, I have my nursing license. I need to get back into the field to make more income. So I've jumped through a bunch of hoops with nursing. I've gone into home health. Wasn't very happy there, because again, the company I worked for was just really just wanted to make money. They didn't really want to genuinely help the patients that needed the help. So I wasn't happy there. Then I went into aesthetics, and aesthetics is more you know, my vibe because it's kind of a creative type of nursing because you're helping people with their outlook, you know, their outer well-being. But I'm like, it just didn't, you know, sit in my heart as much as I was expecting it to. Then I tried corrections, which is a prison, and that's a whole story in itself. And after that, I saw one of my friends who hosts spa nights, and there was this nurse that was giving B12 shots. She was doing IV drips, and I was like, I need to do something like that. Like, it's holistic, it's vitamins, it's helping people. I reached out, and she told me like she started her business through a company called iDrip. They provide our doctors, they provide, you know, our insurance, our pharmacy access, and then we can start our own business. And I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I love doing IV stuff. I don't know. That's just something I really missed from ER. And I love helping people and I love the natural aspect of it. So it was just perfect. It aligned for me. And I'm just going full force right now. My company is called Live Bliss, LYV Bliss. It stands for Live Young and Vibrant. And I just have this huge vision for it right now, just to expand it and to help people in a preventative way, to educate others. So there's kind of my backstory. And unfortunately, you know, I have put Viva la PLUR on kind of the sidelines right now just because I'm launching this business and it takes time. Everything takes, you know, time and effort and energy. And I have to make sure I'm, you know, dividing it appropriately. But it's, I love helping people and I love community and I want to help people in a natural way. And it's just so awesome to have my nursing skills interconnected with this wellness business. So I hope that answers the question.
I think it does because you know you really spoke on how you went into those ashes, you know,
Mm,
and it wasn't a wasted effort in following those steps in saying, you know what, I got my nursing and the ER is not me. And you
mm,
stood in your own power. You stood in the fact that I am empowered with what I have learned, what I have chosen to educate myself with. And you were wise enough to listen to your heart as well. You
mm,
didn't just take that education and keep it in your head. You know, you allowed what you are capable of, your training, in collaboration with your spirit, and then tweaked it, learned, tweaked it, learned, and now you're expanding and flying, you know. And yes, completely understand about, you know, I love PLUR, guys, check it out.
ah,
Um, uh, there is a harmony that you're going to be finding because PLUR is something that you're passionate about, and also your well-being care business, um, Live Bliss. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Notice I didn't talk about the name when I was doing the bio, but Live Bliss is beautiful, and that's another aspect of you. But it's really going to be concentrating on your abilities in your career,
mm,
whereas PLUR is your passion in regards to your creative flow as well.
mm,
So finding the harmony in those two are really going to be supporting others in a way that helps them raise their vibration, feel better, healthy, and if you can combine those two as in regards to maybe having a live bliss party in a PLUR energy would be even more awesome. So being that you are just now launching this, Nick has dropped the link to your Live Young and Vibrant IV mobile. This is so cool. Is mobile. You can receive vitamin IVs in your own home. I thought that was fantastic. It's too bad you can't drive over to Molokai and help me out with that. I would be your client. Trust me. I am not afraid of needles. Um, um, so, and you have a website, a new website, guys. Be patient with her, support her, send your friends over to her Facebook page and her website, subscribe. We shine brighter together. You know,
mm,
I think this is a great adventure for you. And I do want to share and brag about my niece real quick. Nikki, if you could pull, Nick's in the background, guys. Say hi to Nick. Nikki, if you could pull up some of the photos so that people can see. Like this is the, what do you call this? This is
That is actually a print.
okay. This is a print, but do you have the vinyl?
Oh yes, I have these.
Woohoo! Okay, guys, check it out. You know I'm going to be ordering those from you, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I will have these on my website. It's actually the exact same print as Janelle's. But you can iron it on. When you purchase, I will send you iron on instructions of how to iron it onto any of your shirts. I just found this easier because my brand Viva la PLUR is mostly upcycled. So I try to help the environment by thrifting. So it can be a little difficult to find the right shirt for somebody. But if you have something that, you're like, okay, I can upgrade it, add, this logo, the silly rainbow logo, perfect. Because, you're upcycling, you're helping you're redesigning a shirt. So I do love that. But yes, this is exactly what Auntie Janelle is wearing. You can just, put it wherever. You could put it on some sweatpants for her. So
Yes, I do have a pair of sweatpants. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Nick has the photos in the background, and maybe as they come up, you can explain a little bit about them.
Okay, yes. So I actually do custom phone charms as well. I love beading. In the rave community, we do a lot of, they're called candy bracelets. Candy has a history of it, but basically that's what they're called. And you put a word on it and then you trade it. But I actually do phone charms. So this is something that I've made. I love it because especially at a festival, if you're trying to record, a lot of times we can drop our phone and it's very sturdy depending on your phone case. But people love those. They order it. This one was like a Bad Bunny inspired type of phone charm somebody ordered. So it looks like his album. But I do these too. So that's what that is.
I love this.
So I actually love to dye whatever I can get my hands on. This is a custom bucket hat. My friend's Instagram handle is Damn Danny. Those were her colors she chose. It was a white bucket hat that I dyed. I hand painted her name. And yeah, those were very popular during summertime because people want to be shaded, but in style with something custom. So that's what that is.
That's so cute.
Okay,
this is the one that caught my eye right here. I love this.
Yes, I remember Auntie Janelle reached out about this. This is a one-of-a-kind design I created for my friend Celestial Scents. I love the small business community. I've grown so many connections from it, so many friendships, and she reached out. She actually has a candle company making homemade candles, and I wish I could have zoomed up on the logo, but it is hand dyed. This is actually a shirt that she brought to me. I also do BYO customs, bring your own custom. If you have a shirt that you want to redesign, I can dye it for you. I can add whatever image you want. This one is vinyl and partially hand painted because some of the designs are so intricate. The vinyl didn't cut correctly. So I actually had to hand paint that one as well. So that's that one.
That's cool. Ooh.
Okay, so these are bandanas. Like I said, I like to dye whatever I could get my hands on. The bandanas started black, and then it's called like a reverse dye. I bleach dye it, wash out the bleach, and then it creates that design. And then I actually hand dyed all of the colors on it. And with that process, I actually have like these tiny little bottles with little needle point tips, and I literally I place the colors how you see them. The Viva la PLUR is vinyl, and then the side is hand painted, and this was for somebody's dogs, so for fur baby.
Oh, how cute!
Wraps them around their neck, and yeah, she sent me a video the other day. It was so cute. But those are custom bandanas.
Oh, see, so you guys, if you're not into wearing these colors, your animals might be. Okay.
So this is also a custom shirt I made for my friend. Her Instagram is Liz Apothecary. She creates soaps, handmade soaps. One thing I do love to do is I custom color mix. So this is actually the same thing with the blue shirt that you saw. These are the same colors as a logo that she sent me. So I will look at the logo. I will mix all my dyes. I actually created my own dyes out of alcohol, acrylics, and water. And I love to just get the correct shade for a certain design. So this was a long sleeve I made for her. This is actually the second run because the first time I made it, the colors weren't as vibrant and I felt like I needed to be more vibrant. So I redid the shirt. But this one took a lot of time, but it taught me a lot too of how to go about creating pastel colors. So yes, I am a custom color mixer too, which is kind of, I feel like is kind of rare in the tie-dye community because a lot of tie-dyers are like, okay, we have these colors already, kind of primary colors, we can mix them, but I can do pastels as well. And yeah, I love that. I really love that shirt. That one came out so good.
That's pretty. Yes, I love it. Oh, cute.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Oops, Nick. Go back, Nick. Technical difficulties. This is where I keep all my supplies of
I love that.
I'm pulling up.
So this is my sister, Gabby. These sweats were actually sweats that I found at the thrift store. One of the thrift stores I go to, they have kind of like overstock donations. So for the most part, some of their clothing items are brand new. They're just like overstock. People donate it because they're not selling. And at the beginning of 2021, yeah, I just bought a bunch of white sweats and that's how I started dyeing them. These are some of the first creations that I made revamping my business. This one, she wanted like a monarch theme. She loves butterflies. She has butterfly tattoos. So you can kind of see she has, butterflies down her leg. And then on her left leg at the bottom, there is a Viva la PLUR that's hand painted. And I created something similar with myself on the other photo, but I loved how that one came out. She always wears her sweats and she loves her sweats. So those were some of my first creations.
Nick, can you go back to that? Yeah. Look at how cute.
Okay. So this is the very, very first sweats that I made. So it was really special to me because when I sold them, I was like, oh my God. Like I was like so emotional because, you put so much time and effort into your creations and then I actually kind of cried and kissed it. And I was like, okay, this is going to a good person. And, this is like my space one. I have like little aliens on it, little like Saturns. The front has more cool colors. The back has the warm colors. So I did do that on purpose. And I actually sold that one to one of my good friends. His name is Tony. And he actually has an art collective called Art Queens that I've done a lot of collaboration with him for Viva la PLUR. So this,
now, you have mentioned, thank you, Nick. You have mentioned that you in your connections that you've built through these festivals and supporting people with their costumes and stuff, you've made these connections. Please let them know that on my Molokai Mystics public page, that's where they can shine. They can advertise, they can post, they can share their events because we have an international audience is true, but we also have a lot of people in your area as well.
okay.
So advertise, let them know. Anybody that you feel would be called to advertise on that page, they are so welcome to share and shine their light as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We shine brighter together, right? So I wanted to touch on the live bliss, the vitamin IV. Now I have uh, Sunny Dawn Johnston. A lot of my viewers are aware of Sunny Dawn Johnston. She's a psychic medium. She's an I'm certified in regards to our Archangel teaching is through Sunny Dawn Johnston, and she is an adamant vitamin IV goer. She
Wow.
is always so, guys. If you guys know Sunny, ask her how much better she feels after she receives it. It's something that she does on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So the thing is, she has to go somewhere for hers.
Ah,
Your business, on the other hand, you bring this to your clients. You bring this to these people into their own home. Um, what is a vitamin IV? I'm on Molokai. I'm on in the middle of the ocean. This is not something I have access to. But what what's the process of having this? I mean, is this a cocktail that you make, that you create specifically for what this person needs individually, or is this a product that comes ready bagged? How does this how
yeah.
does the lip
These are
bliss work?
great questions. If you are not familiar with what IV stands for, that stands for intravenous, meaning it goes into your vein. So a lot of times when we take oral supplements, even in our food, our diet, we do absorb some of it, but only about 10% of like oral supplements we absorb. So doing something like IV vitamin therapy, it's going straight into the bloodstream. You absorb about 90% of whatever vitamins we're giving you. So in that aspect, you can see it's a lot more effective. You get a lot more of all those nutrients that your body needs. So when I go to a client's house, we do have medical doctors over us, so they have to fill out, their medical history. If there is any kind of contraindications, then we have to address those. But I go, I talk to my client, I ask them, okay, what are you dealing with? A lot of times it could be, fatigue, or maybe I'm not sleeping well, even weight loss, issues with keeping your energy sustained throughout the day. If you're feeling sick, a lot of times when we have these types of symptoms or even being in pain, it's just not normal. A lot of people live day to day feeling tired, feeling, they can't sleep well, and they just take it as, okay, this is how I've been for sometimes years, and
Or my excuse, I feel old.
ah,
You know?
feel old, it's just part of aging, and
Yeah, yeah.
essentially what I believe is that it's not, the reason why we have these symptoms is because a lot of times we're exposed over time to environmental toxins. It's part of, society. People use herbicides, pesticides on their crops. It's in our food, it's in our water. If you drink tap water, please don't drink tap water, filter it, because there's so many things in our environment that we ingest or we're exposed to, and even if it's small amounts, it adds up over time, which can create the symptoms of fatigue, low energy, feeling old. And essentially we don't have to feel that way when
No.
we get older, and that's why um, my brand's, I guess, little slogan is live young and vibrant. I think even in our older years, we can still have good energy. We can still feel, youthful. Um, so with IV vitamin therapy, I ask my clients all those questions, and then I recommend certain types of blends. So sometimes, there are some standardized blends, especially if they're feeling sick, they have symptoms of illness. I have a standard IV blend for that because I know, they're dealing with something. We're going to give them a high dose of vitamin C that's going to really help flush out their system from those microbes, and certain other things like magnesium and zinc that's going to help boost their immunity, help with inflammation. If they're an athlete looking for recovery, I suggest something else. I do have some standardized blends, but a lot of times too, when a client is seeking a little bit more, we can do add-ons, extra dose of this, or maybe this premium type of IV add-on that usually people don't get in just a normal blend. They can add that on. So yes, very customizable. I love customizing blends based off clients' needs because I know like not every body is the same, We are all different. We are all dealing with different, issues. So we can definitely help alleviate that with extra vitamins. I've had lots of great success stories, and it's just the beginning, and I just feel so happy like oh, like you feel better already? Like this is amazing. Like, okay, we're on the right track, you know? So to answer your question, very customizable. We go in, I start the IV. I actually mix the bag in-house. Like when I'm there with the client, that's when we add the vitamins. So yeah, that's the process.
So I love the fact that this is something that you bring to their home. People like for me, I don't fear needles at all, so wouldn't be a stressful thing for me. But there are those that kind of get a little bit nervous when it comes to the fact that you are speaking needles. Because it's got to go into the blood, but there's such a big benefit for it to go directly into the bloodstream that it um, it's not something that you should hesitate on, especially knowing that you have that medical background. Um, but the fact that you are bringing it to their home, I think it's like relieves so much stress already because it's in an environment that is they're comfortable with, they're familiar with. It's their space, you know. Um, is this something that as you see your business expanding and thriving in, um, is this something that you will continue as to be this mobile, or are you looking for eventually a brick and mortar or a combination of the two? I mean, because some people are like, I want to have it, but my family's going to freak the frick out if somebody comes in. So, I mean, are you looking for a possibility of expanding into a brick and mortar eventually and maybe offering both ways of serving your clients?
Yes, definitely. I was thinking about that today, and eventually, that is the goal, is to have a brick and mortar. And I do want to offer even more services at the brick and mortar, and then expand even just nationally. So, like I had mentioned, I work under iDrip, which provides our doctors, they provide our insurance and our pharmacy access. iDrip is expanding across the United States very rapidly right now. Hopefully, we're in Hawaii within the next couple of years, hopefully sooner than that. But essentially, under my business, I can hire nurses in different states to work for
Oh,
the brand, you know? So that is my vision with Live Bliss, is to be nationwide, maybe even worldwide one day, providing this to people's homes and having that mobile service, and then having my own establishment too. So my goal honestly is to further my education to become, I'm thinking honestly like a naturopathic doctor. That way I can provide even more services to my clients, because being an RN, I am a little bit limited with my scope of practice. You know, we need doctors to oversee everything, but once I get that licensing under my belt, the sky's the limit when it comes to that. I can do lots of
you can
different
do anything. You
Mhm.
can do
True.
anything.
Business opens doors, but right now it's just a good way to establish myself. And eventually that is my goal, is to have like a Live Bliss establishment. And that's like the home base, the headquarters. And then, we have our mobile services going about. So both, I would say both.
Yes, I would say it all. I'm
Oh,
just going to
yeah.
hold the vision for you for all of that and then some. Um, so, guys, again, Nick has put her website. Subscribe to her website. You guys can find updates. Anybody that you know that would benefit from this, um, share it, share the information, share her Facebook business page and her website. There is the Viva la PLUR going on. Yes, it's kind of in the background, but go to our website. You guys can find silly rainbow logos. Um, but share the information, share the fact that the services that she's offering, be it in her apparel or in the vitamin IV. I mean, having somebody having the opportunity to have somebody come to your home, especially if you're feeling that lack of energy or you are dealing with something that's making you feel like you're in dis-ease, um, being able to have a phone number to a service that will come to you and have almost instantaneous results. I mean, you can't beat that, you know, having the vitamins that you need for your body in order to support your journey is invaluable service that you're offering. You know, that you said 90% absorption rate when
Mhm.
it goes through your bloodstream like that. You
Mhm.
know how many vitamins I've popped? You know, I, and they're big and they leave a funky taste in my throat. So having it through the IV. Okay, so if I have a okay, who can print Nikki?
Phlebotomist friend that might be interested in doing something like that, suggestions, guide her. So right now we have to have our RN license to do an IV mobile business because phlebotomy, while they do have the skills to draw blood, you do need the licensing to do doctor's orders. We have standing orders from the doctors based off, max dosing for certain vitamins. There's also that component of assessment skills, what to do in case of an emergency, things like that. So it does require the registered nurse license. Um, so I don't know if your friend is interested in becoming a registered nurse, but when that happens, we can definitely help her.
Hmm. Not only potential clients out there in need of some vitamins, but maybe some potential training aspects here
Yeah.
as well. So that sounds wonderful. Um, so as you blend and find your harmony in all of this, how are you how are you feeling is the biggest challenge for an entrepreneur? I mean,
Hmm.
yes, knowing that you have this passion is something that has really been in your driving force. But what do you feel is the biggest challenge that you have overcome thus far? And what advice can you give to those that are seeking to start their own entrepreneurship, their own businesses, and because I know you're still in the midst of finding this harmony, but
Mm.
thus far, what has been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it? What advice would you give to others?
That's a great question. I'll go back to when I started Viva la PLUR. After quitting a career and feeling like I betrayed people, I just felt like nobody would support me, and I did feel also like, who's going to like this anyways, so there was a lot of fear and self-doubt going into starting my business, and overcoming that mindset, knowing, believing in yourself, knowing you can do it is the biggest hurdle. There was just lots of moments where I was doing something, I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, I know I love it, but it's like I was really considering everybody else's opinion about it. But you really have to shut those things out and just believe in yourself and go for it. I think um, being
Oh,
consistent with your work. Oh, thank you,
thank you,
Janet.
Janet.
Thank you so much. I actually designed my website. I'm very proud of that because
Yeah.
I've reached out to web designers and I just wanted to be able to control everything, like be able to update it as soon as I wanted to. So I do appreciate that. It was a learning experience.
There's another challenge that you have triumphed over.
Yeah,
Thank you, Janet.
thank you, Janet. But I think just overcoming your mindset of knowing you can do it, believing in yourself is the first step, honestly. A book that helped me tremendously is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I think she has like an audio version of it too, but it was just like really knowing like, no, I can do it. Like I have faith in myself. I have passion for this for a reason. And so as long as it's something that, is going to be helpful to others and it's positive, and even with my IV business, it's like, you're providing a service for people, like it's gonna do well. Like me and Auntie Gina were talking or no, I was talking about this with somebody else today, but it's like, you know, if you're in the business of helping people or providing something that's going to be, you know, valuable, or, you know, it's like your passion work, like you shouldn't worry so much about the money. You know, it's, you're going to do it and you're going to attract the people who are attracted to it. So just understanding that, just stop. I had to stop caring about if people were going to like it or not. You know, like I love it. I'm doing this because I'm passionate and I just have to go for it. And I think just being consistent too is really important, because I think a lot of times too, especially at the beginning, it's this big hurdle you have to jump through, these mental hurdles that nobody else sees but yourself. You know, it's all your self-talk, and um, being consistent and just pushing through, knowing you can, is going to make all the difference. Because if you think about it, she talks about these examples in the book, like Michelangelo, right? He was a world-renowned artist. People loved his work. And there's only about 100 pieces of his work that became famous. But if you think about everything else that he produced about 10,000 pieces of work. So imagine producing so many works, but only a couple of them become well known. You have to think like, okay, like if I just continue to do my work, there may be those few things that really do hit, you know. Or she talks about Albert Einstein. Um, was it Einstein? Whoever produced the light bulb or electricity, right? That person, they did about 9,000 experiments before they got it right. So just considering that, understanding, like when you go through starting something new, it is all an experiment. You know, you're testing things out. Is it going to work? How is my audience going to react? Or, you know, with my tie dye, I created my own Edison. Thank you, Thomas Edison. um, yes, that guy. But just being able to have grace with yourself, knowing like not everything is going to come out perfectly, not everything is going to work out, you know, and just understanding that and being okay with that helped me too. Because like I had mentioned, I do upcycle. I know I try to be environmentally conscious when it comes to my clothing brand. And when you thrift items, a lot of times it's, you know, different types of materials. There's polyester, there's cotton, there's blends, things like that. And when I was researching about tie-dye, I realized a lot of tie-dye works well on natural fibers. It has to be 100% cotton or 100% silk. But that didn't work well with my business because I'm working with all types. I can't just, you know, even sometimes the tags at thrift stores, they're not even on there. So you don't know what exactly the material is made out of. So I had to experiment, come up with a solution to actually dye clothing and for the dye to stick and to stay on, even when it came to blends. So just trying things out, knowing, okay, if something doesn't work out, you're going to pivot, just keep going. And eventually, you know, you're going to attract the right audience, the right clients, and don't give up. I think that's just the biggest thing. Just don't give up. Believe in yourself because you can do it.
I love that. And I mean, gosh, can you guys not tell that this is my niece? I mean, well, just your mindset on how you look at things, because you know, I am a firm believer that if you just keep shining your own light, those that are meant to be in your energy will be attracted to your light.
Right.
You know, and it's just you standing in your truth and living your passion and following your dreams. This, you have these dreams not just for yourself. There's a higher purpose there going on. There is some divine orchestration, and as you walk in your own truth, those that are meant to be in your energy, to buy your product, receive your treatments, they will be naturally drawn to you, you know, because it is meant to be. It's part of that divine purpose, that divine plan. And it's in that belief in ourselves and letting go of the old stories that held us back, you know, that we're not a waste of time, because in that time of sacred pause, we were learning, we were growing, we were expanding, so that we are capable of having the tools that we need to follow those dreams and plans, you know, as we step forward. So it's never a waste of time, but it is empowering our future. But looking at it from releasing, allowing ourselves to love and trust our soul's call enough to release those old beliefs and start a new chapter every day, every moment. Our power is in the now, you know. And so hearing you speak on this, not releasing the fear of other people's opinions or judgments, or will they even like this? What am I doing? You know,
Mm.
allowing yourself to step into, yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm standing in my truth. I'm living my passion. You know, um, you're living bliss. You know, this is what you're doing. And what do you, ah, Viva la PLUR to order a couple of iron-ons or
All
silly
right.
rainbow patch. Woohoo, Janet, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, my website is not up yet, Janet, but oh, thank you. I will check my emails. I will have the website up very soon. I'm hoping by Monday it's up and running. I'm transferring over every like my URL to a different website builder so it just looks more professional. But thank you so much. I will have those posted by Monday.
Oh, thank you, Janet. She's a sweetheart. Janet is actually a newly launched entrepreneur herself. And
Ooh.
she makes these beautiful bracelets. Well, I don't have my bracelet on. I am so sorry, Janet. I love you. I love my bracelet, but you know my rotator cuff is kind of jacked, so I needed to alleviate some of the weight on my wrists. But she has these healing bracelets. They're infused. They are different crystals and stones, and she has one called Molokai Mystic. So Janet, please drop your link in the comments as well. And the the entrepreneurship, the whole building of the websites and getting your name out there. This is why I wanted you on the show, because my community is such a big family and we support one another, and we live by the energy of we shine brighter together. And this is why I also say, in your community of entrepreneurs that you know, um, any of them that have like-minded, like-hearted businesses, service of the heart, um, are so welcome to advertise in my Molokai Mystics page. Any type of, even if they want to do a live stream sale, you know, you want to come on and talk to the people about your vitamin infusion IV. You know what I'm talking about. Live bliss. You want to come on and just do a video promotion, please
Thank you so
be, you
much.
know, feel free to do that.
Thank
This is about beautiful Alexis today. Yes, yes, I will. I concur with you on that, Janet. So she says this is about beautiful Alexis
Oh,
today.
you're
So,
so sweet.
so yes, this is about beautiful Alexis and everything that you're doing. And I'm so honored that you took the time to come on this show and speak on how important it is to not only live a vibrant life internally and externally, you know, keeping yourself empowered outside of the world of prescribed medications, you
Mm.
know, um, living your dream in the moment and still planning for the future, like being able to get that license as a doctor and be in that holistic energy of healing, is truth. And I'm so proud of you for even considering an alternative path after you received your license for nursing. You know, it's like looking into that empowerment that you have is a lighthouse for others to step into their own empowerment as well. And I'm very proud of you for that.
I think that's
So we have about 10 minutes left here, other than the fact that you love your auntie.
right.
What else would you like to share from where you're at and where you want to be, with our audience, or maybe some divine words of wisdom, because I know uh, genetically it's in you to share some wisdom. So,
Yeah. I I just want to encourage everybody who has that, that burning passion, something that they know that they love and they enjoy, to just go for it. Like I feel like we put so much, I don't know. I just know, we only live once, right? I think sometimes we get really serious about life, and maybe we because we grew up a certain way, we think, okay, this is how it should go, like go to college, get your degree, find a job, get that stable job, and go through life living in that job. And it's like, if you're not happy where you're at, whether it be in your job or your relationships or whatever it may be, like if you're not happy, that's a sign to break free from that. I've gone through so many circumstances and situations, especially when it came to nursing, of like, I'm not happy. Like, why am I going to waste my time doing something that's going to drain me? And I know I don't feel fulfilled, So I just encourage anybody who's watching, if you have that burning desire, you love something and you're like, I wish I could do it. You can do it. You just have to believe in yourself and go for it. Like, you're going to live so much of a better life doing something that you absolutely love versus spending your life feeling like you have to do something because maybe it took X amount of years to get to that position or whatever it is. I've dealt with, or, I've been around a lot of people who have that mindset of just like, oh, I worked hard. I have, especially when I worked in the prison, like I have I hate my job. I hate working here, but I have 5 years left until I get those benefits. And I'm like, 5 years is a lot of time, like, so I encourage you to live a life where you're happy. For me, at least for me, one of my core values is happiness, and I just wish that upon everybody, because when you're happy, you feel good about everything, and you're enjoying life, and that's what life's about. So that would be my word of wisdom. But I don't know, is there any questions?
Well, I would like to know from your perspective um, as an individual soul on this journey of life and as an entrepreneur, what is your definition of success?
Hmm, that's a great,
Because I feel like those two kind of, although can be blended, are separate.
yeah. Of course, being an entrepreneur, it's been difficult. I will say that. Like, building a business is a slow burn. I can't expect instant gratification from it, because that's just, I need to put time and effort, build this really solid foundation in order to see the fruits of my labor. But in my life in general, I feel like the definition of success in combination with my businesses is doing creating a career that I absolutely love, where it doesn't feel like I'm working, where it feels like, this is where my passion lies, and I am helping people with, their health, or just, having a different perspective on life, shining some positivity. And in that, I do find success. So I'm making my way, especially with the wellness business and Viva la PLUR. I feel like I'm just feeling really fulfilled with the things that I'm doing. And I think, you know, that would define success for me. I do value also like financial stability. That's definitely something that I know I will achieve as I continue my businesses. So that's also part of my definition of success. But I think the main thing is, building a community, feeling happy, helping others feel happy, and doing work that I love. So,
Good
yeah.
answers. Good answers. I'm listening to how you're speaking in regards to the positive of the future and setting that energy in motion already. It's like, yes, financial stability is important, and I see this in my future. It's not something that you are looking at as a lack in the present. You're already in the energy of the future, You know,
Mm,
you're dancing in that higher vibration, and I think that's very important. I love your definitions of success. Um, being happy, you know, joy is the highest vibration
mm,
of love, you know, and when we love ourselves, we can't help but to radiate that joy, you know.
yeah.
So I love the energy that you're in. I did want to ask you to stand up so everybody can see your
Uh,
artwork on your shirt.
so I created this. I know it's a little abstract and trippy, but these are my values. There's a peace sign, love, and then unity. I always think of unity as like community and like our right here, our world, and then respect. That's like the symbol for respect. So when you do that, so I drew it up on my iPad. I'm getting the hang of graphic design on my iPad. I honestly love more like pencil to paper or like a physical type of art form. But this is my first like printed design, and I think I did pretty good.
I, I was just going to do a quick flashback. I remember we were at a party the last time I was out there, and you and I are like at the table drawing pictures on cups. It's like, yeah, that creative flow, you know, when it needs to come out, it comes out. And I can't wait to continue to watch you expand and grow and excel and thrive and just shine your light. You have a very beautiful soul, and I'm so glad that you decided that you would say yes to coming on and being our guest. Sue Ann says good night to you all.
Yeah.
Hello. They usually, when they say good night, it means they're saying hello. So they're in
Oh,
Saint Martin, and
oh,
so this is
hello.
Aura, and Sue Ann is her daughter. So
That is so cool.
I have a beautiful and I love that they are all coming on and sharing their love and light with you. And
Yeah.
um, again, guys, please share her links, share her website, share her story. You know, allow this to motivate other young entrepreneurs. You know, I have some people that come on that are very new to this expansion of answering their call, and I have some that are um, very grounded and fulfilled and now sharing their tools and teaching others. But I think it's very important for our future that people like you, this next generation of lighthouses, step forward and shine the way you do. It really brings hope. It
Mm,
brings hope to us all that um, our focus is going to be about living a vibrant life, you know,
yeah.
living a life that brings in that joy.
Mm,
So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story and sharing your journey. And I wish you the very best.
so
And
much.
so,
Giving you a
so,
hug.
so, so one last word. Come on, you can come up with a beautiful, beautiful closing to the show.
Oh, okay. Well, just thank you everyone for showing me so much love and support and for checking out my website already. Um, stay connected. I would love to add you all on Facebook, Instagram, wherever your social media is at, just so that, we can say hi every now and then. I'm very big on community, and I love what Auntie Janelle has done, creating a community. That's also one of my core values is building community. We need one another to support each other, to shine brighter together, right? And to just help each other with whatever we need help with. So I'm big on that. I would love to connect with everybody, and I'm sending all my love and light to you all. And thank you again for tuning in to this show. I don't know. I guess I didn't expect an audience, but you have an audience, and I'm just very grateful to be here and share the work that I've done. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. So, guys, Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Alexis. And as I always close the shows with, we shine brighter.
Together.
Aloha, everyone.